Your company just sent an all-staff email. Kurzarbeit is being introduced. Next month, your hours will going to be reduced by 40%. For a German employee, this is manageable. They know the system, they know their rights, they know the numbers. For a foreign professional, this is quite a different story because Kurzarbeit does not affect your salary. It also affects your visa, your PR timeline, your Arbeitslosengeld eligibility if things get worse. Today, I am going to walk you through exactly what Kurzarbeit and the layoff mean for you, especially as a foreign professional in Germany, the numbers, the rights, and the actions you need to take. First, what Kurzarbeit actually is, because most people who have not experienced it have only a rough idea, not the precise picture. Kurzarbeit, short time work, is a government program that allows companies to temporarily reduce your working hours instead of making people redundant. The Bundesagentur für Arbeit pays 60% or 67% if you have children of your net loss wages. Your employer continues to pay your full social security contributions on your behalf. This is important. During Kurzarbeit, your employment stays active. Your contract does not get dismissed. You are not unemployed. You are employed on reduced hours. This distinction matters enormously for your visa status and for your PR timeline. The current German economic context, Germany's manufacturing and automotive sector are under significant structural pressures. BMW, Volkswagen, and their supply chains all have announced major restructuring. In 2025, over 2.9 million people were registered as an unemployment, the highest since 2023. Kurzarbeit is being used across manufacturing, automotive supply, and increasingly in technology company as well. This is not theoretical scenario for your industry. It may already be happening in your company. Let me show you what a 40% hour reduction under Kurzarbeit actually cost at three salary levels. These are the real numbers. At 55,000 gross salary, your normal netto will be around 2,950 euros monthly. With 40% Kurzarbeit, your employer pays 60% of your hours and the government pays 60% of your lost 40% wages. So your actual take home will be approximately 2,400 euros per month. You lose roughly 550 euros per month. At 65,000 euro gross, normal netto approximately is 3,350 euros. With 40% Kurzarbeit, you will get approximately 2,720 euros. You lose roughly 630 euros per month. At 75,000 euro gross, normally netto will be around 3,720 euros. With 40% Kurzarbeit, you will get approximately 3,010 euros. You lose roughly 710 euros per month. These numbers matter for two reasons. First, your monthly budget. Can you cover your warm meat and your living cost at these reduced figure? Go back to the cost of living framework which we covered in our video 4, link in the description or over here. Run the calculations now before you need it. Second, and this is where it gets critical for foreign professional. If your Kurzarbeit salary level goes below your residence permit threshold, then you have to inform your Ausländer Bureau. A prolonged salary reduction below your permit's minimum can trigger a reassessment of your residence status. 3 specific immigration impacts of Kurzarbeit that most foreign professionals are never told about. First, your employment contract stays active. This means your residence permit remains valid. You are not losing your visa status just because you are on Kurzarbeit. The permit is tied to your employment contract, which continues. So you do not have to take stress of losing your visa permit as soon as your Kurzarbeit starts. Second, pension contribution. During Kurzarbeit, your employer pays full contribution on your behalf, calculated on 80% of your normal gross, not your reduced Kurzarbeit salary. This means your pension months continues to accumulate at a near normal rate. Your 21-month blue card PR clock, your 24-month German graduate clock, these keep running. This is genuinely good news that most people don't realize. Third, the salary threshold risk. If your Kurzarbeit reduce your contractual salary, not just your Kurzarbeit geld payment, below the blue card minimum, you need to act. Contact your Ausländer Bureau proactively. In most cases, there is a grace period and the temporary nature of Kurzarbeit is taken into account. But proactive communication is always better than a renewal surprise. Bottom line on Kurzarbeit, it is not a visa crisis, it is a cash flow challenge and manage it as one. If you need more help, in managing your finances, just drop the comment below or contact me over Instagram. You can find my Instagram link below, and I can help you manage your finances by providing you a free finance consultation. If the situation goes beyond Kurzarbeit and you face a full redundancy, here is what you need to know immediately. The single most important action: register as a Arbeitssuchend, job seeking, at your Agentur for Arbeit within 3 days of knowing your job is ending. Not 3 days after your last day, 3 days after you find out it is. If you miss this deadline, your Arbeitslosgeld, your unemployment benefit, is blocked for several weeks. This is the most avoidable mistake and the one I see described most often by the people who found out too late. What is ALG I? Arbeitslosgeld I? It is Germany's contributory unemployment benefit. If you have been paying into German social security systems, you are entitled to 60% of your last net salary or 67% with dependent children for a defined period. In 2026, over 2.8 million people are receiving some form of unemployment support. The system works, but only if you trigger it correctly. How long you receive it depends on how long you have contributed. Minimum 12 months of contribution gives you 6 months of Arbeitslosgeld, and 24 months of contribution gives you 12 months of it. The maximum is 24 months of benefit for people who are over 58 years old and have contributed already at least 48 months in the system. For most skilled professionals who have been working in Germany for 2 to 4 years, expect somewhere 6 to 12 months of Arbeitslosgeld at 60% of your last net salary. One critical point on Arbeitslosgeld and your visa. According to the Federal Employment Agency's 2026 guidance, your ALG I entitlement is only valid for as long as your residence status legally permits you to work in Germany. When you register as unemployed, your Ausländerbehörde is typically informed. You have a defined period, usually 6 months, to find new employment before they review your residence permit, your situation. One more thing before the action framework, and this is the trap. I want you to be aware of it before you need it. The Aufhebungsvertrag, a mutual termination or agreement. Your employer offers you a clean exit, some severance, an agreed end date, no formal Kündigung on your record. It sounds fair. It is often fair financial deal. But here is what it can cost you. If you sign Aufhebungsvertrag, the Bundesagentur for Arbeit may determine that you cost your unemployment. That triggers blocking period of 12 weeks, during which you will not receive Arbeitslosgeld payments at all. 12 weeks of zero income while your rent and living cost stays same. This does not mean you should never sign an Aufhebungsvertrag. Sometimes the severance package is worth the Sperrzeit, the blocking period, but you need to calculate that trade-off before you sign it, not after signing it. Before signing any Aufhebungsvertrag, calculate your Arbeitslosgeld entitlement, multiply it by 12 and 12 weeks and compare it to the severance being offered. If the severance is significantly more, it may be worth it. If it is roughly equivalent, it probably is not. Two sets of action. What to do now before anything happens, and what to do in the first 72 hours if it does. Do now, regardless of your situation today. First, check your financial buffer. We discussed it in our video number 4 of this current series, the financial framework, cost of living framework. How many months could you cover your warm meter and basics if your salary dropped by 40%? If the answer is less than 3 months, build that buffer. Second, check your Arbeitslosgeld eligibility. How many months have you contributed to German social system? Your V0410 extract from Deutsche Renteversicherung shows this. Minimum 12 months for any Arbeitslosgeld entitlement. You need it. Third, know your blue card threshold. If your current salary is above that threshold, then calculate how much buffer do you have above it. Know this number. If Kurzarbeit or layoffs happen, then your framework for day 1 is register as Arbeitssuchend at Agentur for Arbeit immediately. Do not wait for official end date. Just do it. On day 2, contact your Ausländerbehörde proactively. Inform them of the current situation and ask them specifically about your grace period for employment changes. Day 3, review any termination document before signing. Do not sign an Aufhebungsvertrag without calculating the Sperrzeit trade-off first. The German system is designed to protect workers, including foreign ones, but it only protects you if you activate it correctly and on time. You now have full picture of Kurzarbeit and the layoffs, what it cost, what it does to your visa and PR timeline, the 3-day rule and Aufhebungsvertrag trap. Next video, will going to be on the overview of the financial system in Germany, taxes, insurance, investment, and banking. The complete picture in one video before we go into the full deep dives. So subscribe and share with your friends, whomever it could be helpful, and drop your industry in the comments. I want to know how many of you are in these sectors which are currently seeing Kurzarbeit situation or restructuring. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.